I have right here another smart lock from WELOCK, this time the U71 model, and this one is different but similar to the previous ones. I would say this is a hybrid between the TOTS A51 and the U81 because it has a similar shape to the TOTS A51, but it uses a mechanical key like the U81. So let's unbox it, test it, and see how this model works in practice. Here we have the standard free NFC cards, the Allen key, and some additional screws. Here is the instruction manual. Here is the lock, similar to two other locks that I have shown on my channel. But this one has a slot for a key, so you can manually open the lock even if it is completely discharged or if the electronics are damaged for any reason. Here are the keys. You can see they are quite unusual, so it will be harder for amateur thieves to pick them open. And here we have a screwdriver. And right here we have a plate, a metal plate with double-sided tape that you can stick on your door, and that's everything in the box. As always, we have an ID on the lock, and the ID is also written on the box. Let's put in the batteries and connect to this lock. On the back we have two screws. And here we have a slot for 3 Tauportele batteries. And let's lock it, and first let's try the key. Right now the lock is locked. I cannot open it from this side. This side always works because this is the inside. But if I insert the key into this hole, after rotating it 90 degrees, it connects and the lock rotates. And when I rotate it 90 degrees back, now it is disconnected again. So the key backup is working. Let's now try the digital options. Let's scan the QR code. And let's enter the ID, and now I am connected to this lock. Let's unlock it. And now it is unlocked, and after a few seconds it locks again. So the app is connected without any problem, and as always we have a full control panel right here where we can create one-time passwords and permanent passwords. We can connect cards, add fingerprints, and we can also use the Wi-Fi box to control it remotely and integrate it with Home Assistant. I've already shown you how to connect these locks to Home Assistant in previous videos about them. This is the same thing. You can connect it to Home Assistant in the same way. Let's add the fingerprint. First, I have to set an administrator before adding other logins. So let's start by changing the admin passcode. Admin is created, and now I can add additional logins. Let's start with the fingerprint. And now I have to press it 5 times. The fingerprint is added, and now let's try it. It is locked right now. And it is unlocked. Let's also add one of the cards. We can set a period when the card will be active, but let's set it for the lifetime. The card is added and it is working. It is unlocked. So really easy control from the mobile app, but even without the mobile app you can control it by pressing the correct buttons in the correct order. So now let's mount it on the doors and test if it works when mounted, not just on the desk. First I have to unscrew this inside knob to be able to put this lock into the doors. Right here is the screw, and we can adjust the position of this knob depending on the width of our doors. and the lock is mounted. When you are looking at it from the inside, the mechanism always seems to be functioning correctly. But when you try it from the outside, it unfortunately does nothing at all. If I manually unlock it and, for example, successfully authenticate using the fingerprint sensor, then the device is finally unlocked and ready to use. Now it is locked again. But in the event of a serious emergency, we can always rely on using the physical key without needing any power or complex electronics at all. It is a completely and fully mechanical backup solution. To do this, we simply need to open up this small protective flap. Carefully insert the metal key into the slot, rotate it exactly 90 degrees, and then we are able to manually unlock and lock the vehicle doors whenever necessary. And then again, turn it 90 degrees, take it out, and it is locked again. So as always, a great lock from WELOCK. A really good feature is that if for some reason the electronic part of the lock doesn't work, if it's discharged or something breaks, you can always open it using the key. So it's a really useful emergency solution for opening the smart lock in a non-smart way. If you're curious about other models, you can find them on my channel, and you can find even more models on the WELOCK website. And that's all for today. Like, subscribe, and be nice.